Wild Rose 911, and from time to time you'll have issues with your battery, but it might be kind of too new for problems, so you need to know how to do this general maintenance for your battery, just so you don't waste money on new batteries you don't need to. So I'm going to bring the man out, Seton Montgomery, and he's going to go over how to exactly do that. Seton?
Thanks, Eric. Well, it's a Labor Day weekend, and us boys at Wild Rose are working hard for you. We're down here getting it all done, so we had a little break in the traffic, so we decided it's time to help you folks out there a little that don't know a lot about cars, a little bit on maintenance. And one of the things that gets overlooked all the time is dirty battery terminals. Now, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but a dirty battery terminal can give you all sorts of problems. You can have starting problems, you can have rough idle, and basically, if you let it go and go and go, eventually you're not going to be able to start your car, or you're going to get a flat battery. This isn't a good thing. So here we have a Crown Victoria, of course. Here we have our battery terminals. These ones aren't bad at all, but let me show you how to change them and how to clean up the terminal. So what we've got to do is take the terminal off. And you're dealing with different metals here. You're dealing with a lead battery post, you're dealing with a brass, copper or steel conductor on the end of your cable. So anytime you've got different metals in play, you're going to get corrosion. And of course, you know, you might have splashed a bit of battery acid on there or something too. So what we do is we take our terminals off, and we're looking at our terminals, and if you have a look inside here, you see how it's shiny on the top but it's sort of dull on the bottom. That means that's a little dirty. So I like to use a piece of emery cloth. You can use sandpaper. If you pushed, you could use like a little file, like your girlfriend's nail file, but don't tell her I told you to use it. But you can use it. It's not going to be particularly good on nails, but cars come before nails where I come from. But anyway, so you put that in there, sort of work it up and down a little, and what that's doing is it's wearing off the corroded metal, or the verdigrease is a technical term for it. So you get a nice contact. So you got clean surfaces. That's that one, and then I always like to do the same thing to the battery post. And what you end up with is a nice shiny surfaces, so you know you're going to have good conduction there, and you know, a good contact. The same thing. And it never hurts to have your girlfriend with you with a cold beverage, because this is pretty hard work, as you can see. So we do the same here. In fact, if you have a look at this one, you see this little bit of corrosion there. That'll come off. See how that's coming off? And then you get in there, work this up and down like a file. Or if you're a braver man than me, you might have your girlfriend's nail file in there, getting it done. I've got steak cooking tonight, so I'm not using the girlfriend's nail file today because I don't want to mess it up. Not worried about the file, I'm worried about the steak. So you clean it off here, get all that corrosion gone. Wipe it down with a rag. And there's a special grease. It's called white lithium grease. You can get it from your AutoZone, your O'Reilly store, and in fact O'Reilly's we'd probably recommend. I have a very good friend near Jose, which, you know, if you're not too sure, just ask for Jose in parts, he'll hook you up. So we put our terminals back on. We'll leave the positive until last. So now we know we've got a really good contact. They're all clean. And what I like to do is, once I've put them in and tightened them all down, I spray some white lithium grease on it, which acts as a protectant to make sure we don't get a build-up of verdigrease. You've got to be careful you don't grab the wrong can. The Pepsi's for you, the white lithium's for the car. So here we go, we just give it a little squirt there. And just rub that in there. And then what that does is that just stops any build-up from happening in the future. Now while you're there at the same time, a little tip is in hot weather, your battery has acid in it, it also has water in it, has distilled water. And some batteries are what they call maintenance free, means you can't add water to them, and others you can. So this particular one you can. So what you do is get a screwdriver, lift these caps up, and what you're doing is you're having a look to see your water level. And if Moose just holds that camera over there, we see on this end here we've got a little bit of a different picture than there. This battery is a little low on water. Now you want to use distilled water. You can get that from a grocery store or a pharmacy, and you just pour that water in until now if you have a look at that now, it's a different picture. It doesn't have the sort of flat look, it has a rounded look. That means that battery is full now. And if you do this, that'll save you having to buy a battery. It's probably gonna, if you maintain your battery properly and keep your water full, that's probably gonna save you. It's going to make your battery last about a year longer. Now if you have a look at that picture you're seeing there, how it's got a sort of concave look and the other side doesn't, that's full, and that's like about 20% down on water. And remember, it's called distilled water, and what that means is the water hasn't touched metal. And seeing it's a sort of an acid effect going on here, it's best to use that distilled water. So there we have it. We have our battery full. We'll put our tops on. We've cleaned our terminals. That way you know that you're not going to have any issues. Your car's going to start, and you're going to have trouble-free motoring as far as your battery goes. And quite often just doing a little bit of maintenance in advance is going to save you the breakdown in the future. Check out our YouTube channels. Have a good one.